Hey everyone, what's up? This is Ryan Cassata, and I'm super excited to be a part of this. And in case you don't know who I am, I'm sure many of you don't know who I am. I'm a singer-songwriter, writer, musician, actor, activist, public speaker, lots of different things. So I wear many hats, and yeah, and I'm trans and queer and androgynous, and I don't live by the binary, and I embrace that a lot. So yeah, that's me. How has being trans affected your music career in a positive or negative way? Yeah, I think being trans, I've been able to connect with a lot of people, especially with the very few amount of my songs that are trans themed, and that's helped me to connect with the trans community. I've built like a big following in the trans community, but when I play shows, all different people show up, old, young, straight, gay, trans, cis, like, you know, so it's not really like music for trans people, it's music for everybody. I'm really happy for that, and I've been in a lot of different types of magazines that aren't related to being trans too, so that's cool. And yeah, I think maybe if I wasn't trans, maybe I would have more success. There's been a few times where I've been denied representation because I'm trans, and they're like, oh, the world's not ready for trans people yet, which I think is not true. But yeah, so that's that. But who knows, you know, like I believe in like a set plan and everything, and I'm just following it and doing what I can, and I happen to be trans, you know, and that's it. How have you responded to people being inspired by you? Yeah, I try to read as many messages as I can, and I read them and I hear your stories and I listen to them, and I really connect with them a lot, and it really makes me happy to meet people that are so inspired by me. Like, fills up my heart so much. I remember a couple years ago I played a show, and as soon as this kid saw me, he started crying and was saying how much I meant to him and how much I influenced him, and like I started crying, and like, yeah, because like when I was younger, I didn't really have that, you know, and there wasn't like an opportunity to meet my heroes when I was a young teenager, and you know, or talk to them even. So like, yeah, it just feels really good, and it feels good that like my music can take people away from their pain, and I think that's the whole point of music. How have you dealt with the hate comments? I do get a lot of hate. Most of the hate I get is from inside of the community, believe it or not. It's mostly trans men that are not cool with the fact that I'm feminine, so that's been a struggle for me at times. I just ignore it now, you know. I've made several videos about why I'm not on testosterone, and people still harass me all the time, but whatever, I just say like, they're jealous, you know, that's it. Like, they're jealous that I could survive without being on T, because a lot of people can't, and you know, I just am fine with not being on T at the time being, so yeah. Was there anyone you felt you were able to look up to being a trans musician? What do you think of the representation? Yeah, back when I was young, there was Joe Stevens from Coyote Grace, Josh Clipp, Storm Miguel Flores, Lucas from the Clicks, and that was really it. Most people wouldn't talk to me until I was 18, but I looked up to them a lot, and yeah, like I saw like, whoa, you could be a musician and be trans, like, you know, and like there's more to being trans more to life than just being trans, and I looked up to that a lot. And you know, these people were touring and being successful, and I thought that was awesome, and I really wanted to do that too, so I really looked up to these people. What do you think of the representation? Yeah, there's definitely not enough trans musicians out there, and I want to see like trans musicians being lifted up more and being more involved in the media. Most of us can't really stay afloat, and that's because people aren't really giving us a chance, and I think that might be because we are trans, but you know, I think like things are changing, and in a few years, like, yeah, we will be up there, and we will like be climbing the charts and stuff, and yeah, I think like things are changing in a good way. What was it like going on big platforms like CNN, Tyra Banks, BuzzFeed? Was this scary? What made you do this? Yeah, when I was a young teenager, I went on the Larry King Show to show other trans youth that there is someone else out there in the world that was like them. It's an international show, and I did just that. I went on the show, came out on international television to everyone that didn't know I was trans, which is a lot of people, and I got hundreds of letters from all over the world from trans youth and older trans people that said, wow, I don't feel alone anymore. Because back then there was no trans youth in the media in a positive way. That wasn't a thing. So I was one of the first young teenagers to be on TV portrayed in a positive way internationally. So that was awesome, and I've been involved with the media a lot, and for the most part it's been a really good experience. So I'm really grateful for all the coverage I've gotten, and most of it's been really positive. So, and a lot of people have wanted to help me out and believed in me enough to put me in something, and I'm super, super grateful for that, and I do not take it for granted at all. And I hope that I could help other trans musicians, queer musicians rise as well, because they deserve it too. What does it mean to you to be human? To be human basically just means to be myself and to be treated kindly and to treat others with kindness and to help other people as much as I can. And that means little things like not walking past the homeless man that's begging for change. And even if I don't have anything to give, like maybe I could give him a conversation, and helping people on the internet and stuff. And I do it as much as I can, and it feels good to help other people. And I think like part of being human is to connect with other people and help them too, and also be willing to be helped also. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. I hope y'all enjoyed the interview, and I'm super stoked to be doing this and anything that's part of the community. And yeah, let's all stick together. Peace.
Till the sun comes up and the sun comes up.